This will be a quick video team, no mucking around. This is my little Kobelco SK30SR. Little 3.5 ton digger, wicked, love it. Steel tracks, open canopy so you can see things. The downfall is getting wet and no aircon, but sometimes when you're doing little jobs it's nice to have that situation awareness. Right, grease nipples, starting there. Obviously I knew about these, but I want to point them out. Every joint has them. I've actually installed a couple extra because these pins often get caked up with grease and mud and you don't do them on site. So I made it easy for myself. 2 new nipples there, under there, down there, on the back here of the big boom. These two are really important, they take a lot of the strain. So I've done both those. You have to pivot that out to get to these ones. I'm not sure if all diggers are like that. And then obviously a little pivot arm here. And then lastly for grease nipples, you've got the 3 on the front spade. 1, 2, 3. I don't do those as often as I'd like to. They get caked up with mud, but don't be lazy. Track pads, rubber track pads, $20 each. Just got them on finally. Love them. Drive on the concrete now, especially with the steel tracks, and they actually compact the clay nicer, I find. And you get way more traction with them. The stuff I can do now is cool. Right in the back. Obviously, some of the obvious stuff, air filter, coolant. I do my coolant every 100 hours. It's not a hard thing to do. Air filter every 100 hours. Fuel filters every 100 hours. This is a little catcher of water. Keep an eye on that. If you're getting a lot of water in your fuel, you'll see it. This is a little mesh filter. Down the bottom, oil filter, and then obviously oil out the bottom like a sump on a car. Pivot around, undo it. I do all my oils pretty regularly. Probably way more than I need to, every 10-20 hours, just because I'm sort of a hobbyist. So it tends to be time for me. But I do like to get my stuff good. Final drive's super easy. This one's got 3 ports on it. I do those probably every often as I do the engine. Again, cost of rebuilding final drives, yeah, I don't know, big diggers are expensive, but these still feel it. I think you're at 2.5, 5 grand each. Somewhere in that vicinity, so yeah, oil's cheap. Hydraulic fluid, one thing I didn't know, I knew there's a filter in here because there's a picture. Undo that 4 bolts, let the pressure off, nice filter in there, no worries. There's actually another filter, like a strainer, in the bottom of this one, all the way at the bottom of the tank. I didn't know about that. When I got this digger, the pump was not 100% and it couldn't track properly. So I went and got the pump rebuilt, free FPT pumps, shout out to Andrew there in Hamilton. And luckily for me, a friend of mine came up because he had to do some hydraulic hoses and he says, have you cleaned out your res? And I was sort of like, what do you clean that out for? Surely nothing gets in there. Anyways, luckily we did, pull that out. The strainer was actually falling apart and going into the pump, and it would have been what fucked the original pump. So that was $7,000 I probably wouldn't have had to have spent if someone had looked after that. It's all good now. We flushed it all, put a new one in, everything's magic. But yeah, something I didn't know. So definitely not only your hydraulic filter at the top, which is your return, but the feed at the bottom of the tank before it goes to the pumps off that. Fuel, I put an additive in there every now and then to kill the diesel bug. Our fuel in New Zealand is actually quite good now, but it used to be shit. Not hard to do. Keep topped up on the water and stuff. I think that's about it. Use my little DeWalt grease gun, makes it easy. Got new lights getting fitted to this. If I've missed something or you've got questions, let me know. I've kind of learned the hard way. Oh, one last thing. I do spray grease. Tack grease from CRC. I just spray my fittings, keeps them nice, looks nice. And they don't seize up. So yeah, it's like you kind of see the whiteness on there. I've got 2 hoses to go and I've done every hose on this digger. It's done 5,000 hours, but she's still pretty minter. I've certainly fixed a few things up and learned the hard way. So like I say, hit me up guys. Have a good day.